A lot of people really dislike Cars 2. You know, the second Cars movie that really feels more like a Mater's Tall Tale because it's him going on this espionage spy adventure. Yeah, you know, it was kind of strange. It really deviated from the original roots from the first movie. However, the one thing it did masterfully was expand the Cars universe. We saw so many countries, so many different types of characters, like you have cranes and all sorts of different boats and just stuff that you wouldn't see, you know, in the desert of Radiator Springs. And so for that, I'm really grateful. And that brings me to today's feature of Forlorn Favorites, Chapter 16 or Chapter 2 of Season 2. And that is Louis LaRue, the meme from Paris, France in Cars 2. So yeah, guys, welcome back to another Disney Docket presentation. I'm super excited to get into this one. This is one of my all-time favorite releases, and when I say that, it's in my top 50, and top 50, I mean, that's pretty good. Like, that's top 10%. You know, actually, that's more than that, less than that, because of how many cars there are. I mean, there are thousands of cars, and to be in the top 50 is pretty good. So yeah, guys, I'll put a picture on the screen there of where she appears in the movie. She doesn't really have this expression. I really wish they gave her a different expression on the diecast of her kind of, you know, memeing it up. It's kind of weird to explain, but she has this kind of like closed lip expression and it just looks really cool as a meme. And Mater's kind of joking around, being like, I've never seen anything like you before. Like, what are you doing? So he's there too. Just a really cool scene as they travel through Paris on their way to the market that Tombe resides in or sells in. Now, according to the Art of Cars 2 book, which I have here on hand, Louis LaRue is a 60s Citroën 2CV. So here's a nice little diagram. It shows all the different models in France, basically, that they came up with. And all of them are Citroëns except for this micro car here and this Renault over here, which Mattel never made. I don't think, yeah, Mattel didn't make any of these. Sadly, they didn't make any Renault Dauphines, but they made a couple of the Citroën 2CVs, so we'll show them. They made a couple of the Citroën DS's, and they made a couple of the Citroën S or H vans. So it's really cool that they included this here in the Art of Cars 2 book. I just wanted to share that with you because this is a real life car. Unlike a lot of the cars in the Cars universe that are just fictional, maybe inspired by something that's real, but this one straight up is real. And Mattel made 3 of them, and we'll get to that. But first, I do want to focus on Louis here. So she was originally planned to be released in a 2012 2-pack with Mater. That was canceled along with several other cars. Actually, a lot of cars that year were canceled. There was a in-flight Mater with Daniela Swift and, it was Daniela Mufflers and Shelley Swift, my bad. The airport stewardesses. That was another 2-pack that got canned. Sergeant High Gear and Andy Gears, they all got canned that year as well. It was a sad year, to be completely honest with you, and there was no reason for it to happen. Distribution was just so bad. It was so slow. So literally Mattel ran out of days in the year. Now focusing on the diecast herself here, she's got a nice expression. Again, I wish it was different, but still nice. We have the little flower here that is very resemblant, that's not a word, very representative of a meme in real life. It's kind of like an antenna there. Plastic piece, looks really nice. Another plastic piece is her little stick or baton here. I really should acquaint myself with the terminology of a meme because I know it's not called like a stick, probably not called a baton either, but you can see that right there. And it's very similar, I don't know, it just always reminds me of Henry Motissi, who has his paintbrush here, although it's just kind of in a different position. And he's also, you know, one of those Citroëns that we just looked at. She's got nice white wall tires though, kind of like a greenish hubcap there. Double arrow logo there for Citroën on the hood. I like kind of the beveled hood. It feels nice texture instead of just making it flat. You have the headlights. Of course, the classic paint job for a meme. Like in real life, you know, this is how they would look. The black stripes, kind of like the dots there and the triangles. Got this blue tone to it as well. The black, the little hat. There's a word for that as well. Just like a classic French hat. The Bruce Arians hat. Some people will get that reference. Anyway, again, you can see exactly what I just told you. The 2CV6, so that's the model, Citroën, and her license plate is 76V. And actually, I'm saying her. It really could be a guy. Like, it really could be a him, too. So, I apologize for that. Anyway, the license plate is 76V, GSP 75. Don't know what that means, if that has any significance in the meme world, like the history of memes. Don't know. Let me know in the comment section below if you know. Here is the base. Pretty standard for a 2014 release. Yeah, I never said. So she got canceled in 2012 and then released in 2014. The reason why I think she's forlorn, though, she only got one release. And she's not talked about much at all. She's not very rare, not very hard to get on eBay. She was in a case with Holly Shiftwell with Screen, the second version of the Screen. Kind of a boring case, released toward the end of the year in like September. You know, just no one talks about how amazing it is. Like, I feel like he or she deserves more credit. So that's why I believe Louis is forlorn and deserves to be in the series. Now, pulling up the other Citroën 2CVs, you have Henry Motissi and John, straight up John, from the kissing scene with Nancy, who actually appeared in Cars 3 as well on the TV screen. So really, really neat. You can see that they all are the same, but they have slight differences that actually changes the whole model. I mean, first of all, Louis is the only one that has the flower, so that changes the shape of the hood. Henry's the only one that has a paintbrush in that spot. Louis is the only one with a baton right there. And John's the only one without a hat. So they're all different in their own way, and I really appreciate that. These really are some of the more unique cars in the entire Cars 2 franchise, and they all are overlooked. But I feel like Henry isn't as overlooked. A lot of people like his, accessory of the canvas here, and he's connected to Ludwig and Gertrude in that sense because he's painting a picture of them. And then I don't think John is underrated or forlorn because he's from such an iconic scene, the kissing on the bridge scene, and that also appeared in Cars 3, so he technically got 2 movie appearances. So in my opinion, not forlorn. Now, fortunately, and to my absolute surprise, they all have different license plates, which is very rare for Mattel. Like, when they're making cars of the same model, they tend to put the same license plate on it. It's just what they do. I feel like there's a commercial where, it's just what you do. It's just what Mattel does. I can't remember the company who does that commercial, but it's just what you do. These aren't the same model, but they're very similar. This actually is, oh my gosh, this is that Renault Dauphine, isn't it? Wow. I totally thought these were the same until I was like, okay, those are not the same. This is Gertrude and this is Nancy, by the way. So this here is that one Citroën that is Bruno Motoreau's model, although the diecasts aren't exactly the same. And then this is that Renault Dauphine that we just took a look at in the book. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now. I'm kind of discovering some things on the way. But yeah, that is all for Louis LaRue. I hope you guys like my little Parisian setup in the background. I hope you guys like the thumbnail with my statue or Eiffel Tower. What was I gonna say? Statue of what? Statue of Eiffel. Nah. But yeah, I hope you guys also agree that this is kind of a forlorn car. I mean, I definitely think so, but really in the end, it's up to your opinion. Like, if you're a huge fan and if you always think about this car and you have like a ton of them, then you're not gonna think it's forlorn. But for me, yeah, I definitely think she deserves more attention than she gets. So I'll see you guys next week for Chapter 17 of Forlorn Favorites. Bye now.